Hello, Commanders fans. Today, we have some hot news that you can't miss, so get ready because there's a lot of important information coming your way. Before we begin, we'd like to take this opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and stay up to date on all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which greatly strengthens our community and helps bring this content to the most passionate fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. All-Pro Commanders player expected to sign with an AFC playoff team. If Bobby Wagner wants to end his career with a win, he will almost certainly have to leave the Washington Commanders. This means that Wagner, who played the last 2 seasons on one-year contracts with the Commanders, will need to look for another team in the free agent market for his 15th season. Pro Football Focus believes Wagner still has value for a title contender, placing him on their list of the highest-rated free agents in the 2026 cycle and projecting the Buffalo Bills as the ideal team to sign him. Wagner has been selected to the NFL All-Pro 11 times, to the Pro Bowl 10 times, and has over 100 tackles in each of his 14 NFL seasons, including at least 130 tackles in each of the last 10 seasons. Wagner, at almost 36 years old, is nowhere near the player he once was in coverage. He still excels as a defender against the run and in blitzes. This season, he was the only linebacker to earn PFF scores above 90.0 in run defense, 90.3, quarterback pressure, 92.4, and tackles, 90.5. The Buffalo Bills struggled to contain the run in 2025, ranking 28th in allowed run play percentage, 33.1%. The linebacker group was a contributing factor, as their 27.3% negative run play percentage placed them 30th. With Matt Milano and Shaq Thompson's contracts about to expire, finding an experienced veteran to reshape the group would be a wise decision. Wagner reached an important career milestone in 2025. With every tackle he makes from now on, Wagner will be making NFL history. With 162 tackles in 2025, Wagner became only the 3rd player in NFL history to surpass the 2,000 career tackle mark and the 15th to surpass the 1,000 individual career tackle mark. Former Commanders linebacker London Fletcher, 2039, and Pro Football Hall of Famer Ray Lewis, 2059, are the other 2 players with 2,000 career tackles. The NFC Championship exposes problems for a potential $16 million target for the Commanders. The Washington Commanders have money to spend and many roster gaps to fill in free agency. General Manager Adam Peters must aggressively pursue veterans he's interested in, and this remains an ambitious project that could be interesting even if things don't go well in 2026. Finding productive defensive players at all 3 levels should be a high priority for Peters. This unit was aging and lacked the desired athleticism and motivation last season. With a new coordinator arriving, the Commanders need to take the necessary steps to ensure his transition goes smoothly. Several big names have already been linked to the Commanders. One in particular had the opportunity to increase his financial demands during the championship weekend. However, this has raised serious concerns. Commanders face additional doubts before the potential signing of Riq Woolen as a free agent. Seattle Seahawks cornerback Riq Woolen was fortunate that his lack of situational awareness didn't cost his team dearly. He was inexplicably penalized for taunting at a crucial moment in the game. Shortly after, quarterback Matthew Stafford singled him out as a weak point, resulting in a touchdown for wide receiver Puka Nacua. Woolen was harshly criticized by his teammates on the bench for his complete lack of discipline. Fortunately, it didn't matter, as quarterback Sam Darnold delivered a virtuoso performance to lead Seattle to victory and a spot in the Super Bowl. This may not go unnoticed when it comes time to decide Woolen's future. He will be a free agent this spring, and the Seahawks have a big decision to make. If the defender goes to market, there will be interest, but these unfortunate incidents may deter other teams from spending a lot of money. Obviously, the Commanders will analyze his overall performance rather than these mistakes, with everything on the line. They also desperately need reinforcements at the cornerback position, as only Mike Sainristil and Trey Amos are guaranteed to play in 2026. Once Marshawn Lattimore is released as expected, the need for an experienced player in coverage will become even more crucial. According to Spot Track, Woolen is expected to receive $8.18 million per year on a 2-year contract worth $16.37 million. This is quite affordable for the Commanders, but it also brings with it a number of concerns that need to be addressed before the signing is finalized. The Commanders need to find players who make an immediate difference and can assume leading roles right away. They also need to avoid betting on veterans at the end of their careers and focus more on free agents with a more promising future. Woolen fits into this category, but he will need to have an impeccable performance in the Super Bowl to dispel all doubts.
The Commanders consider wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk the obvious landing spot for the 49ers player. For 2 years, there has been speculation about San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk going to the Washington Commanders. Aiyuk is a close friend of Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels, and both have made it clear they would like to play together again in the NFL. However, Aiyuk agreed to a lucrative 4-year contract extension shortly before the start of the 2024 NFL season. Negotiations regarding Aiyuk in Washington seem to have come to an end. Then came this season. After tearing his anterior cruciate ligament and medial collateral ligament in October 2024, Aiyuk missed the entire 2025 season and disappeared from the 49ers during his rehabilitation process. In response, the Niners voided Aiyuk's contract guarantees for 2026. During his end-of-season press conference this week, 49ers general manager John Lynch made it clear that he and San Francisco had terminated Aiyuk's contract. "I think we can safely say that he played his last game for the Niners," Lynch said, via ESPN's Riq Wagner. "It's unfortunate, a situation that simply went wrong, and I'll carefully review what could have been done differently, but sometimes things just don't work out, and I think this was a case where that happened." It didn't take long for Aiyuk to be linked to the Commanders again. In an article for ESPN, Bill Barnwell previewed the next generation of veteran receivers. He analyzed free agents, potential releases due to salary issues, trade candidates, and more. Here's an excerpt of what he said about Aiyuk. "Aiyuk may be released or need to renegotiate his contract before finding a new team. An obvious destination would be Washington, where the Commanders have former 49ers executive Adam Peters and an open spot at wide receiver, as Deebo Samuel will become a free agent. Aiyuk was also a teammate of Jayden Daniels at Arizona State. But even for a team with a quarterback on a rookie contract, $27 million would be a high price for a player who hasn't played since mid-2024. No one is willing to trade for Aiyuk in his current contract. The 49ers know this. The fact that Aiyuk is recovering from a serious knee injury doesn't help either. San Francisco is ready to move on, and so is Aiyuk. Peters would certainly call his former team, with whom he still maintains close relations, to find out what went wrong. What if he opts for someone less risky to help Daniels and wide receiver Terry McLaurin? Aiyuk must be quite motivated after losing so much money. He probably knows he'll likely get a short-term contract with his next team to prove his worth.